Okay, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are joining from. Let's get started. It's just coming up to the 10 a.m. London candle. Forex Factory shows we had Australian dollar news. I'm going to look at Audusd first of all. This morning it was the same results, not much change. And at 3 p.m. UK time, there's some USA red flag news. Do remember as well, it's NFP week, non-farm payroll, so the market can tighten up. I don't tend to like trading so much on the Friday. I think Les doesn't mind, but I'm always a bit more nervous of it. So that's that. Then we go to our currency strength meter. Always refresh it when you go back to it. We've got 5 bars on the Australian dollar to 3 on the US dollar. So not that much difference, but I don't trade the Euro and GBP pairs. I don't trade GBP anyway. Only if I would do Forex on that if there was a connection or something like that. JPY, the yen is very weak. If I come back to the Forex Factory, I was just wondering, I don't think there was a bank holiday. Oh yes, it was China bank holiday. So then I come over to my hourglass. I've got my Australian dollar marked up. I put the daily on in white. And then the rest of it is using an indicator. I'll take that off. We're just on that 11 o'clock candle now. And then I marked up the, just wondering why I had that, what's that? Let me come back to the hourly. That was my Asian range, 45 pips that I've marked up. That gives us the high and the low. You can see the low is very near to the quarter point. And at the moment, we've got price moving up, but it's just coming back to retest that daily at 765, and there's a quarter point at 750. So we need to pay attention to that price could come back up to this area. Here we have got it stronger on the currency strength meter, as I said. So let's look at hourglass to see what that's going to tell us on the, oh, that's it. There was a yellow line there, but it's gone now. So here we are. Yellow is my London session. I'm on the 5 minute, which is where we take trades. And we know with these strong pairs that they can carry on moving a little bit. So it's just doing a move off that hourly, that dotted pale yellow line at 794. So it looks like it's coming back down to 765. But we can see that it is in an upward trend at the moment. I've got my shorter moving average is moving upwards to this longer moving average, which is the one we use on this system, the 200 exponential moving average. So that looks like what's happening at the moment. So let's go over to hourglass, which is the scanner I like to use for confirmations. I don't know why that's slow loading. I may have to close that and reopen. Three scanners here. This is the one I like. Les does sessions on the other ones if you want to look at those. So here we've got 5 minute trade ideas, red for puts or sells and green for calls or buys. And if I come down here, it was a put at 787. I had 794 marked up, if you remember. But if you look at the currency strength here, 57 to 41, there's not that much of a difference actually. So it's showing green on the 200 moving average. And you can see price is above our midline. So really at the moment, we only want to be taking calls. This is a pullback, and you can see it touched. You see that little area there of the 10 o'clock UK candle there. It did touch down at 418 and that probe there, but that red line is at 435 off the open of that blue one. And it's giving us a put score of 5. You can see it's reversed down. And this is our momentum indicator. We want to see that cross down. And then here we've got the what we call the relative strength index. So here it's still above our midline, meaning we only want to take calls. And it is above the green line, but it's pointing down. But because it's above this 50% line, which reflects really what's going on here, and you can see it broke, it retested back, and it's carrying on up. So this is a little reversal at the moment. So personally, you know, you could have taken that, but I probably wouldn't have. This is on the 5 minute. There is our 11 o'clock. And there's that probe down. 777 it went down to. But normally with this pair, it will like to find these major levels. So I'm waiting for it to come back to a major level. And I'll now look at the 15 minute to see if we can get it off this 763 level. And you can see it broke through, but it didn't break through since 9:10 UK time. It's really been held by that 750 level. But if we come out to the hourly on TradingView, just make that a bit paler. Here. So it's not too dominant for us. So here I'm on the hourly, and we can see that price has come up on this Asian range today, dropped down, so it's not broken that yet, and it is 45 pips. So we've got a range that we can follow for this session. So I want to still be looking at calls. I can see on the hourly it's crossed above as well. So I'm waiting for a pullback, and you see these 3 candles? Oh, although we've got 3 candles there, so that could be a confirmation candle for it to want to come back down now. Because if we look left here, we can see that it's got all this to fill in, hasn't it? So it's got this range down to that 500 level there. I'm just going to come back to my 5 minutes. Now you may be using a broker with rollover. I'm not at the moment. And it's opened as a sell or a put. You can see it wicked off this level at that 792. So it's 10:15, 9:15 up until the 10 o'clock candle. It's not really pushed on above that level yet. We've got 1 minute left to go. So you see here where it said put score of 5, it's because it's right up on these Bollinger Bands. It didn't make that much of an indent downwards. So we want to see how far we can get it. We've just got 40 seconds left to go, but that's going to be the 10 past candle. So I prefer to wait for the 15 minute past on this. Oh, I just see what the currency strength is doing. We could go over and look at Audjpy for a buy or a call, because I can see the Australian dollar now, the US dollar has increased in strength. It's 4 bars to 5. So it's getting fairly sort of buys and sells, fairly even on this. So we need to be careful of that. It's not as strong as it was yesterday in its strength. And it is NFP week this week as well with the market. So I'll come over and look at Audjpy because I've got 1 bar to 5. So that would be stronger for us while I'm waiting for this to, let's see what this has given us, a call at 771. It's off that 765 level that I said earlier. So it's only a call score of 2 and it's 10 past. So I prefer to wait for the next candle because I can see here it's on this line on the relative strength index. It's dipped below, but it's in the middle on our momentum indicator. So it could drop further down. This pair does tend to find these major levels. So if I look over here, it's actually using that line there. It's now 781. 789 on trading view. So it can carry on. I'll put the 9 on so we can see what we're doing. There's my 15 minutes. So really I'd like it down at this 763, but whether we're going to get that before the half hour, I don't know. Doesn't look like it at the moment because it's opened where the previous green, the sell candle closed, and it's off that midline on my candle close channels. It's just trying to break through this 793 level. So ideally what we'd like is a break and a retest back to that level. Always choose your, if you're buying or taking calls, always try and choose a level on which to take your trade. Otherwise you've got to be very, very precise if you're trading in a range. And as we've said, the US dollar's gathered in strength. So we've not got a huge momentum on the Australian dollar, but carrying on for the calls at the moment. 805. So if you did take that, you would have, let's come down to the 1 minute, see what would have happened. That was our 10 past, 1, 2, 3. So you would have been, and you see that little wick off the bottom of the candle close channel. So you probably would have been all right on that trade there. But for the best results in terms of confidence, I think you're best always waiting for 15, 30 or 45 or on the hour. That's what I try and do. I don't always follow my own rules. And there's that candle's gone, it's gone back up. And you can see it off our relative strength index there and our momentum indicator. Sometimes in the week, like last Friday, I didn't think Audusd moved particularly well. So I turned to USD JPY. The more you stick to a few pairs that you like, you can get a gut feeling for whether you think they're moving nicely or not. And really, I shouldn't have, I think I lost 2 and won 1. I shouldn't have carried on trading because I didn't like the way it was moving. So you get a feel for what you think. And that's now up at 814, so that is pushing up nicely. So it's coming up to that 831 level, which was the daily that I've marked up. And we can see previously that that was a nice area of support. I'm just going to move it 14 minutes past. I'm just going to move that out of the way. And often I find on the 15 minutes it can just carry on moving, although yesterday it did turn on the 15 minute quite nicely. So it's used that as resistance, but it's now broken that line of 793 and it's up at 812 on there. We've got 28 seconds to go before the next It's only a call score of 2 because that's because it's made its move. The Bollinger Bands you can see are now pointing upwards. So it's not on those Bollinger Bands yet. That level is 842. And the level on the daily, 833. So let's see what this gives us now. It's given us a put at 800. Now, as I say, these are a bit risky on the 15-minute. It's a put score of 2, so we don't take that anyway. It says 56 to 39. So I don't want to take that put because it's less than 3 anyway. And it's right in the middle here. So I'm going to wait for the half past, see if it gets up to the outer Bollinger Band and then turns down for us. So what I'm going to look at now is I've got 53 to 13 on Audjpy. I haven't marked this one up for quite a while. So I'll have a look at this. This is in a similar situation. It's right up at the Bollinger Bands. We've got a green moving average. We want to be taking calls, not puts, because there's a marked difference. It's just dropped 1 point there, but now it's just flashed back up. 51 to 11. So you can see clearly what price is doing. It's off that black midline and it's now surfed up the Bollinger Bands. So let's go over to how we like to mark up. I'm just keeping an eye on Audusd. So that put, let's look at the 1 minute. There's your 15-minute. So it's in quite a tight range and it's going to struggle at that 792 level. So it may come down to 772 before turning back up again. So that's why it's a riskier move on today. But as I say, the other day when it was yesterday, it did turn well on the 15-minute. So you have to keep an eye on the 15-minute because it's struggling at that 791 level as you'd expect because the longer time frames are stronger. So to show you, if you're new to trading with us, how we mark up a chart, as I say, I haven't done Audjpy for a long while. So I'll just come out to the daily. So all I need to do is move my white lines. I can take all these off because we use an indicator now that will give you the hourly lines and 15 minutes. Just take these off. Oops. You can do this on Audjpy, but I just want to make sure I keep some white lines on. I suppose it's as broad as it's long. Moving them this way or undoing them and changing the colour on Audjpy. But if you right click, go to Audjpy, it will bring that pairs all your indicators up on that right hand column. So the range that I'll take that off. Pull these down to the previous ones. I want yesterday's high, yesterday's close, which is the bar where the blue bar has closed. I want today's high. This is current price here. You saw the blue bar move, so you don't want to put it on there. It's opened off that quarter point at 750, so very strong move up, and that live price is still moving. And then just put, I want to put that on the previous day's open. There's a tiny, tiny wick there, but it's on that pink line, which is one of our time frames. And that'll do us. I'll leave old ones on, but I've now got today's daily low, the high, and where it opened. So that's why it's so strong on the currency strength meter. Then when we come down to the hour, we've got a very strong sell candle off yesterday that it needs to balance out. And it's next, 81,000. So it's a very strong number there. So we can see it is off that 922 line, and it's got to get through that 953. And that's why it'll struggle at this area, because these are strong lines where price has hit resistance or support before. So if I come down to the 15-minute, we know we want to take calls only, and we've got this line here at 955. Just going to write that down. And I've got this line here at 921, which is what it's come back to at the moment. And 5 minutes is our default position, so I'm going to put it back on there. I'll just show you on the hourly, because I haven't looked myself for a long while. These are all lower time frames, these little purples and yellows, so I don't really need those anymore. Just keep an eye on the time, because I want to go back to Audusd for half past trade. Remember, Les will be on this afternoon. So we've got wicks off that level. This is Friday. That's Tokyo, London, and New York. That's Monday. And this is today. So we're in yellow, we're in London. So we've got a very strong sell to buy candle there, engulfing candle right down to quarter theory and a daily at 744. That was yesterday. It held that level. It pushed down here to the 200 moving average on the hourly. And then that's the expansion as it comes into London. So it is buying in London, as we know, because we've got that currency strength meter to tell us that. The strong buy candle off the 9 a.m. open at London. And here is the 10 a.m., which is the proper London range when Tokyo's finished. And it's just trying to push through those levels, which is why it's a smaller candle at the moment, and we're only 20 minutes into it. So if we come down our time frames, it's at 914. That's just breaking our levels, and then down to the 5 minutes. So I want to see what Audjpy is going to do on the hourly, on the half hour. But it's not in a very easy position for us, because it's coming down, and we've got to watch out for that 920 yellow dotted line, which is an hourly, and our daily at 952. But I've also can see that my 62 moving average has crossed above my 200. So that is pushing up. And I'll just show you on the 1 minute. It's still up, but it's leveled off. So price isn't doing a great deal. And you can see it's really struggling at this 921 level. That's 897, the 62 moving average. So slower moving at the moment. I'm going to mark the half hour. Let's see what happens at half past. There. And put it back on the 5 minute. And if we do take a trade for a call, then it's going to be, we're going to have to watch that 921 level, because we've got these buy candles here, and there's what we call some imbalance there. So I'm going to come back to my Audusd, 24 minutes past. So 800, 791. This is what we're waiting for, that half past for a call. Check my currency strength meter. So I've got 5 minutes to set myself up. So I've still got 5 bars, but you can see the US dollar's dropped to 3. So that's good for us. Let's see what HourGlass is telling us. There's Audjpy. So Audjpy is at 901. And it's just coming down to our green line. It's above our 50% line on our relative strength index. So we want to see how low down we can get it. Can we get a call score of 3 or above? That's 877, which was where that 62 EMA was, I think. On the 1 minute. Oh, it's just dropped below it. 897. So it's pulling back. That's 865 at the bottom of our candle close channel, but it's now below the mid line of our candle close channel. And back on Audusd. $786. So it's just coming off. I'm on the 1 minute, but you have to be careful of that because it can be a little bit flighty. It doesn't always hold. And I can see I'm at 26 minutes past. It is below my 792 hourly. That's a 3 minute candle. It's got 30 seconds left to go as we come to the last couple of candles before the half hour. And on the 5 minutes, if you look over here, you've got your timer. We've got 3 minutes to go. Let's come back to HourGlass. That gave us a call score of 2, but it's at 26 minutes past. And I want to wait for half past. It's right down at the green level, 894. So it's just touching. I wish you could move these. You used to be able to move these call scores, but you can see it's on our midline, which is a very good place to take a trade. So if it holds that level plus a line of support, you could, you can do what you like. I'm probably not going to take Audjpy. I'm going to want to look at Audusd. Could take that for a call. We've got the currency strength meter in our favor. Let's check back here. Still got 5 bars to 1. We're on the half hour. Got 2 minutes left to go, 897. The only thing I don't like is that we're now below our hourly. And we have got this down here, so but we can only go on the 1 minute. It's being held by that 62 moving average. It's not quite at the bottom of our candle close channels. That's 890 on there. It's on the 1 minute. 2 candles down. That looks like an indecision candle on the 5 minutes. So that could have bottomed out. But you've got to watch out. You've got to be very precise on your entry. Don't enter before 30 minutes because the price can do weird things like it does on the hour. Wait till the call of the new candle because you've got to watch that 920 and it has opened below that. So it's wicked off that daily. It's opened below the candle close channel. It's opened below the hourly and it's still dropping. So you've got to be careful about where you're entering. And if you think, because it could carry on down for the hour. I haven't traded this for a while because of this here and then turn. But we can only go by using a number of our confirmations. So you've got 30 seconds left to go on that. It's not touched the midline on our relative strength index. I don't know what it's paying out on here because I haven't looked at it for ages. 69%. So I suppose as I've been looking at it, because normally Audusd will turn 31 up to 35 minutes past. So I can only get 2 minutes on this one. It stopped giving me the 3 minute, which is a bit annoying. I tried it on 10 minutes, but that confused me and didn't like it. So it's down at 888. It's below our 200 moving average. Look down here, we're at 30 minutes plus 15 seconds. It's at 877. So, and you can see by these red lines, this is the opposite. It's like a mirror. So you have to watch these as well. This says the red is it's selling, it's still selling, and it's still dropping. Let's see what HourGlass gave us. Gave us a call at 883, and it's a call score of 4. 883, it's 877. So yeah, I'm not really liking that. This is on the 1 minute because it's moved. It's not touched. As I say, I haven't traded this for a while. It's below my 62. It's still dropping, isn't it? So there's the 200 moving average, 836. So it's still in its momentum down. I didn't think Audjpy was a stronger mover as Audusd. But you can see here, it's still in its momentum down. So probably best not to take that at the moment unless it changes at the 35. If you have taken it, then you'll have to roll over. Trustyourtrade.com, because we have got 5 bars to 1. 3 minutes left to go, so I'm going to just go over to my Audusd, see what that's doing. Mary said EuroJPY, there it is showing now. EuroJPY is showing. Now I can't see Audusd. Sometimes it comes up at the bottom. It's a put, 49 to 46. So on here, the currency strengths are nearly equal. It's a put at 790. So the Australian dollar carrying on dropping. It's just turned up there. The relative strength index is still above the midline, but it is below our midline on here. So although it has wicked off that, and the moving average is still green, and our Bollinger Bands are pointing up, but the top one is pointing down. So it could be that both of them are in transition, both the pairs are moving down. I look on here, just refresh it, let's see. So they are equal now. So the US dollar has gained in strength, and the Australian dollar has been pushed down as a result, 4 bars. So it's still stronger than the Japanese yen, but it has lost some strength. Oh, and that turned in a funny place at 8:32. This is the 1 minute, remember. Let's go to the 5 minutes. So it wicked off that level using these here. So as I say, I haven't traded this one for ages. And it's turned, so probably coming back up to 893. Go to the 5 minute. Which would be that level there. And we come back to my Audusd. Still got it moving down. I can take puts on this now because the currencies are equal. It's just touched the 750, so it's trying to push down. And we've got this level, 763, but it's trying to break it on our 5 minute. So again, I'm not too confident on a call at the moment. Let me see. It gave us a put at 790. That was our 774. Oh, just off that hourly. Into the 1 minute. So what I've got happening here, I remember I'm on the 1 minute. It doesn't like that 775 level. It's wicking off it. It's trying to break through 763, and it's got that 750, and then it will want to touch this 724, 200 moving average probably. So it's in a bit of a tricky place for me to take the trade. I can see it's wicking off that level, but I am on calls or puts now on this currency pair. Let's see what the hourly candle tells us. So the hourly candle opened as a sell off that 792 level, and it's just touching that 763 daily range. So it had 3 candles up, and it's trying to come back down now. And the half hour, the same. Off that level, 15 minute, pushed on up to the hour. There's a slower time frame on there. It's 8:06. And there it is, 773 on the 15 minute, just looking off our quarter theory. So it's definitely coming down at the moment. This is the 5 minute. So I'm probably better off back on Audjpy, but that's turned as well, despite the currency strength meter. 35 minute past, new candle. Let's see if it gave us a call on HourGlass. Call at 859, call score of 3. It's just touched off our midline on the relative strength index. It's made its turn up. We have got that midline, so this is a break and a retest. It's at 866. So that is good for a call. 858, it's 874 now, and that was at 37. There's the 35. If I can go back this far without, oh, something in the chat. So it did move off that level quite nicely. So that was a nice move. That was a better move on Audjpy, but it just turned. So it is still, it just came below that midline. So it's a break and a retest, but I think it is still on its way down. 876. See that little brown line is the midline of our candle close channels. And Audusd still struggling on our daily level. A new 5 minute candle. So it's a call at 749 to 39, a call at 764. It's a call score of 3. It's just on that midline though. So 766, 765 there. Put a horizontal line on. So that is a call score of 3. Just on that midline though, and I know I can take calls or puts. Let me do another line. Oh, trying to copy that. It's not letting me copy. So that's 791. So took that lower level there. Shot past to the 10 past on our 10 a.m. candle. It's coming back up, but not such a strong move. 773, it's at 778. It's coming back up to our 792 level. So I could take a put on the 45. Still stronger here though, 5 bars to 3. Someone's put something in the chat. AU cleared, entered at 0.753 for a call. Oh, well done, Les, on the half hour. Thanks, Sarah, got to go. That's fine, no problem. 753 for a call. Look at that on the half hour. So Les did. Les did this one. Let's put see what Les did. And take it down to the 1 minute. Go back and look at that. So that's what Les did. He had the currency strength in his favor. Entered off the 10:30 for a call, and that candle did go right through the daily, and it went up to the next hourly. So that was a very nice move. And here we've got it 42. Put it off this hourly now. 792. 792. Still stronger. HourGlass says 2 minutes to go before the 45. There's that 792 level. So I'm expecting another put. I'll wait for the 45, see if it's going to come back. See that Bollinger Band pointing down, look, constriction. Could have taken that off the 40, but I like to wait. This is the 5 minute. Off that hourly. $777. And our lower range, 763 for the quarter point. That's our next hourly line. So I'm going to go in a minute after this 45-minute one. See what this gives us. It's 53 to 39. That midline is holding it. It's dropped to 780. It's 785 on the broker. 792. Still got it above my 50% line. It's coming up to the overbought area. It's dropped back. got 17 seconds to go. It's back at the 780. So I'm going to see what this gives us on the 45. So put at 778, so I don't think I want to be taking that. It's going up to that level again, 792. Click on here. It's at 909 already. Nope, hasn't changed. That's it. 779. So that did drop off the 793 level. So that's me for today. I haven't taken any trades. Les took one, Les was 1-0. So post your results in the group so everyone can see what we're doing. I'll be on with Les later on this afternoon. So we've got 2 sessions a day now, Tuesdays through to Thursdays. So thank you for joining, and I look forward to seeing you this afternoon. Stop the recording.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah.